Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raccoon here with What If Issei had ate 3 devil fruits. Yeah, 3 devil fruits. Part 5-ish? Wait, oh fuck. Yep, part 5. Yeah. I got it correct this time. Okay, yeah. Now, let me mention something. What the hell? I think I slept for 9 hours, and I'm still kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why. But that's not the point. Yeah, I actually got 9 hours of sleep this time instead of having like 6, 3, or even less than that. Not the point. Let me begin into this what if. I know I'm rambling on right now, so let me begin into this what if. Let's begin Ice Age. No, I'm just kidding. But we go into Issei right now, just kind of talking to a girl with kind of blackish hair and reddish eyes. This is where, well, her name is Raven, and of course, she's the only person that, well, mostly Issei kind of just talks to, but yeah. He can talk to Kilo and the others, but Kilo was right now doing something with his family. He doesn't talk to Hono that much because Hono is kind of a crazy psychopath, raging fire psycho. Yeah. So basically, what's it called when you're interested in a lot of fire? Pyrokinesis? I think it's something like that. So yeah, he just calls him a crazy pyrokinesis most of the time, or whatever. So he doesn't really talk to Hono. He doesn't talk to Robin too much because Robin, she is mostly just reading or doing something else and not really interested in that much things. And of course, then the last person named what was the last person that I named now? I know there was like, wait a minute. Okay, I don't remember the other person, so I'm gonna just name them Asuka, and it's actually a girl this time. And so there's 3 girls and 2 dudes, or mostly, yeah, just to kind of balance it, whatever. Mostly Asuka is a girl with kind of blackish hair, and of course like these greenish kind of like somewhat, yeah, greenish eyes, very like lightish greenish eyes. She also has a figure that mostly will probably rival Rias, but not the point. She is shy and quiet, and her freaking devil fruit would be a wind element devil fruit. Kind of a win. Mostly it's Logia, but at the same time it's kind of Zoan. So yeah. So it's mostly like an ego that she can transform into. But yeah. But that's not the point. Now, we go into mostly Issei just talking to Raven because they are mostly the only people that can actually, mostly, Raven just likes talking to Issei because he's not an idiot moron, or he's not even lustful that much. He's quite mostly knowledgeable and other things, and always trying to learn about mostly the history of their family. Because Raven is the same, and she wants to always learn more about her family, lineage, and history, and other stuff. Because she knows that mostly her family, when she was like young or something, she didn't really have that much knowledge of her family or anything. She didn't even have many friends, and refused to even bother to even having friends. So yeah. So of course. So of course that's the thing. Now, of course, well, I keep saying of course twice. Oh, sorry. I mean, no, fuck. But mostly they kind of just talk and about the lineage of their family to see if they were close and like being friends or whatever when they were back then, well, mostly their family. But they're not really close at all. Mostly, Raven found out that mostly Issei is a celestial dragon, a descendant of a celestial dragon. Now, of course, she doesn't know much about the celestial dragons back then, but she can find out that the celestial dragons are kind of prickish most of the time, which Issei does kind of correct her that they were kind of prickish. And mostly the book that he's reading right now, mostly the lineage, it says mostly that the family of the Doxy were also prickish, or not really. They were kinder than the other, like mostly celestial dragons. But there was also the fact that mostly some of the celestial dragons, or one of their kind of family descendants named Doxy Doflamingo, became a pirate and was a very cruel son of a bitch most of the time. This is where, well, mostly Raven says, you're not going to become like him, right? This Raven says, no, I'm going to do that to, well, demons most of the time, and fallen angels. I don't care that much about those damn creatures. Raven sighs and says, really? You really do not like them at all? Hell no, I don't. I see. Well, What if I say that I was a fallen angel? Yeah, I won't believe you thanks to your raven wings. Mostly your raven devil fruit. Yeah, raven devil fruit. I guess you can say that. But it's... How should I say? Raven said. How should I say? If I tell you a little bit more about my family, please don't hate me. This is where Issei said, why would I hate you? This is where she looked up with her red eyes at Issei's kind of, well, mostly goldenish brownish color eyes, and this is where they're both connect. This is where, well, Raven says, please don't hate me for this. This is where, well, he says, what do you mean? This is where, well, before he can even continue on and what's going on, he just literally just kissed in the mouth. This is where, well, both Issei and Raven are just sitting there. Of course, Issei is more confused and shocked. Of course, he returns to the kind of kiss, but mostly it's the first time that he ever did something like this. Now, of course, where, well, Raven says, this is where, well, they managed to pull away from each other. Of course, saliva is like in the trail or whatever. This is where, well, mostly between them. This is where he says that, why would you do? This is where, well, she kind of just decided to just jump mostly off the tree because they were sitting on a tree for a while. This is where, well, she jumps off the tree and right now just activate her wings. She activated her kind of crow wings for her devil fruit, if that was the case. But this is where, well, she then kind of uses like, mostly she kind of cut herself, mostly from her like veins or something. And this is where blood started appearing. This is where, well, it says, you have 2 devil fruits? This is where, well, Raven shook their head. No, this is actually an ability I was born with. Or mostly the true devil fruit that I have. Huh? What are you... Let me explain. This is where, well, Raven actually explains that her real name is Kenzaki. Mostly, she said that her real name is Kenzaki Sarugi. And this is where, well, she is actually a fallen angel. Well, a half-breed. This is where Issei winds his eyes and said, but that's impossible, yes. I'm so sorry, Issei. I know that you hate the fallen angels for a lot of reasons, probably. And I can see that from the fact that you're cruel sometimes to, well, fallen angels that went rogue every time we go on a mission together. This is where, well, because it's actually been like a couple of days from what after the whole situation arises, but yeah. This is where, well, he said, He looks at mostly Raven with these kind of cold, uncalculating eyes. And this is where, well, we'll see Raven flinches at the look of how Issei is kind of looking at her. It's not looking at, well, angry, hatred, or any of that. She can't tell because it's emotionless. This is where, well, she is kind of scared, but yeah. Now her blood, yes, her blood magic is the type that she was born with. And of course, her crow wings, well, she has actually 2 of them because they're crow wings and mostly the devil fruit raven wings, but yeah. This is where, well, she's kind of flinching at mostly Issei's kind of look, and this is where, well, or mostly her, wait. She's kind of just flinching at him, but yeah. Now, of course, mostly the raven wings are, well, mostly her true crow wings, or mostly for fallen angels, are kind of barely even like fully like matured. They're kind of like barely have feathers. That's why she ate a devil fruit that was called the raven, and that's why it's transformed. Mostly the darkness is transformed into kind of having the mostly crow wings to make them bigger, but they're actually raven wings instead of being like the fallen angels. They're a little bit smaller, but yeah. This is where, well, she flinches at mostly Issei's look, and this is where Issei, he kind of gets up, stands on the branch, and this is where he jumps off. This is where he activates his Phoenix Devil Fruit, and of course, this is where, well, he doesn't really need to have them, like, mostly his Phoenix Devil Fruit doesn't need to be, like, the wings on his arms. He can just put them on his back. He found out how to do this a while ago, but mostly he kind of flies up right in front of, well, mostly Raven, or mostly now Kenzaki, and this is where, well, she flinches right now, getting scared. Issei grabs her from the arms and of course didn't care about her mostly frustration and confusement and right now scarement. She became like a shy girl for mostly a second between mostly the look of Issei and of course the fact that she had to reveal she's actually a fallen angel. But this is where before she can even say anything, Issei leans in and kind of just kisses her again. This is where, well, she wiped her eyes, and of course she couldn't just resist and actually had to do the exact same for Issei. This is where, when they managed to separate from each other for the fact that they could have easily died from the lack of oxygen, uh, they managed to separate, and of course, this is where Kenzaki says, "Why? I thought you hated fallen angels." This is where, well, she stuttered out. Issei says, "I do, but damn, how can I resist someone so damn cute and shy half the time? I know I don't really have too much fetishes like my friends do because they're kind of crazy perverts that probably would never get a girl, but that's not the point. How can I resist someone so damn cute?" This is where, well, she turned red entirely, all her face red. This is where she looks away, but yeah. Mr. Issei just giggles at mostly her antics, but yeah. This is where she says, "Shut up, stop looking at me, you bastard." This is where she puts on her hood right now, trying to cover up herself. And this is where, well, he says, "Oh, you're so mean. You're right now just telling me to go die or something." This is where she nods saying, "Go die somewhere." He says, "You're so mean, Raven. I mean, what do I even call you, Raven Kenzaki?" This is where, well, mostly Kenzaki says, "Call me Raven when we're with the others." So I see. So none of the others knows about your secret, except for me. She nods. This is where, well, Issa said, "So when we're alone, I can call you Kenzaki-chan, can I?" This is where she blushes in an instant, looks at him right now with a frantic look and says, "What? Oh, sure." This is where she kind of blushes even more. Issei chuckles at mostly her antics, while Issei decides to kind of like float down, mostly because, yes, he kind of does not run out of too much stamina. He's been trying on stamina and that, but he just lands down and asks for mostly Kenzaki to follow him. That's where they fell to the ground, and of course she kind of put back her wings, while Issei dispels his like bluish flame wings and says, "So, it seems that we're not too much far apart difference. I'm guessing that mostly your father could be a fallen angel." "Yes, he is," this is what Kazaki said. "And your mother?" Ah, um, I, I don't know. I think it's the other way around." "Really?" "Yeah, I think my mother is the fallen angel because I live with my mother, but she doesn't say anything. She feels like a human, but I can't tell. And my father, I don't really know where he's at. So that'd be that." This is where she kind of say, "Hey, it's not my fault. I don't know where he's at." So you don't know much about like parents or fathers? "No, I mean," Kazaki says, I know, well, I know since he was, before he left, I think he was in my life for 6 years. So since you're 6? Yes. And then he left. So it could be the other way around, like the way I told you. A fallen angel, that's your father. Fine. Yes, probably. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think so. That's where, well, he says that, or your mother could be a fallen angel and you just can't tell. "Okay, leave me alone. My mother hasn't really told me anything." He says, chuckles and says, "But I hope you find out anything besides. Just like you said you would help me out finding out my family lineage, right?" That's where, well, she said, "When did I agree to that?" "Well, since you kissed me, I'm guessing that you're gonna marry me when we're older, right?" This is where, well, her face becomes extremely red right now, being teased by Issei. Issei says, "So funny to tease you." This is where she says, "Stop teasing me, you bastard." This is where, well, Issei says, "I can't resist. You're so damn cute when you do that." Kind of turns red and everything. This is where she glares at Issei and says, and Issei says, "Oh, don't be so mean to me. I'm just teasing you. A little bit of tease never hurts anyone." This is where, well, right now Raven glares at Issei, or even known as slash Kenzaki, but yeah. Issei said, "Well, I should probably be going back to training. I am going to fight against a fried chicken later." "Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot you're going to fight against some, what's it called, Phoenix Brat." "Yep, a Phoenix Devil Brat. Mostly it's annoying. At least I can use my Ice Age to freeze his ass in permafrost." "Yeah, I have heard of that. I'm not gonna lie. You should do that. But I'm guessing you're gonna reveal your Phoenix devilfruits to become more of a badass than he ever could." "Oh, of course. My lovely, right now, fallen angel." This is where Issei kind of like pat her in the head. This is where she turns around and says, "What? Stop chasing me. This is where she kind of screams out right now at Issei. Issei says, how can I? I can't resist myself. This is where, well, mostly we go into someone's POV watching this. Or mostly they were kind of watching this from a far away place, but yeah. This is where he had golden bangs and black hair. Of course, magenta eyes, and this is where he had about 12 pairs of fallen wings, or fallen angel wings. He kind of just looked at mostly the side between, well, Kenzaki and mostly Issei. But yeah, now he knows about Kenzaki and Issei's name from the fact that mostly Issei is going to be the one fighting against the Phoenix brat, being named Riser Phoenix. And Kenzaki is someone that he actually knows from the fact that she's a daughter of one of the fallen angels that he knows. This is where, well, he kind of just grins and says, well, if mostly, how shall I say? This is where, well, he kind of says, well, if Chikaike knows about this, knowing about his daughter kind of having fun with a human, I wonder how he will react. He'd probably react just like Barricue. Maybe a little different. Maybe a little calmer than Barricue if he ever found out that maybe his daughter was ever dating someone. I can't tell. Whatever. I should be leaving then. This is where, well, he just kind of leaves, disappearing. Of course, he knows that that boy is also known as a sacred gear user. He just doesn't know which one because of his new abilities of probably whatever. But yeah. This is where, well, he will find out later if the boy has his, well, mostly not devil fruit, what's it called? A sacred gear. If he has a devil fruit, then yeah, that's out of the question, but whatever. Now, of course, we go into mostly Issei and Kenzaki, kind of just going to like a cafe, but yeah, just kind of just walking there. And of course, when they get there, they kind of see a bunch of supernatural beings. Now, this cafe is actually for supernatural beings, even those who are actually devil fruit users, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where Raven just kind of drags Issei into this cafe, while people just kind of glance at him and just confused, but yeah. Raven has her hood, and of course, Issei has nothing on. He's just kind of glancing at these people. Of course, he knows his arbitration hawking is going crazy to find out these people are just actually what's it called, well, supernatural beings, but yeah. Now, of course, well, some of them are devils, some of them are fallen angels, some of them are angels. Now, of course, none of them has their wings out because, well, that'd be crazy if they actually do that because they're still kind of in a public area with humans, so yeah. And of course, there's actually a human that just walked in. Well, they know one is a fallen angel and the other one's a human, but yeah, from their energy signature. Now, this is where, well, Raven went to just kind of get like some drinks while Issei sat at a table. Of course, he's not scared or anything, he just kind of, just unnerved the fact that Raven brought him here. He's confused, but this is where, well, he glances somewhere up and sees a familiar black hair kind of girl with kind of magenta eyes kind of glancing at him. This is where, well, Issei won his eyes and wasn't expecting to see, well, mostly Rainer. Now, Rainer kind of was glancing at the fact that mostly Issei was with someone that she knows. Someone that she wasn't expecting to actually see again. And actually see Issei here, supposedly also. Now, of course, Rainer does know this is also a supernatural cafe with other devils and mostly angels. Or someone fallen angels also. But this is where, well, mostly Raven came back with mostly some drinks, and this is where Issei, he took a sip of his drink, and of course it felt so hot, so of course he used a little bit of his ice devil fruit to cool it the fuck down. Issei's like, why did you give me something so hot? This is where, well, Raven giggles and says, oh, I thought you could actually just cool it down, she said, with a teasing voice. This is where, well, Issei says, you're so mean, you know that, Raven? Huh? Say that again? I couldn't hear. Maybe you should say it louder. He says, shut up already. He says that with such an annoyed tone. This is where she said, oh, I feel so hurt from the fact that the boy who actually likes me right now tells me to shush. He says that, you know what, I'll make you shush later. This is where Issei said in a very teasing voice, in bed later. This is where, well, she turns almost completely red entirely. Not thanks to the coffee, but mostly just because of Issei kind of teasing voice. This is where, well, she said, shut up, don't say things like that. Now, of course, people aren't just hearing this because they don't want to hear what two couples of, well, one fallen angel and one what's it called human are talking about. Except for one person. She is right now using so much magic to hear on what they are actually talking about. This is where, well, mostly, when, what's it called, Raven was actually drinking, she felt like someone was putting a lot of energy into their mostly or a lot of magic into their ears to hear their kind of conversation. While mostly Raven kind of smiles, kind of like a little grin a little bit. And of course, this is where she then drinks all her coffee, while Issei kind of uses a little bit of ice just to drink it on. This is where, well, Issei says, do we have to pay? Or Raven says, no, I already paid. This is where, well, they get out of the cafe, while some, like, two people, one was actually being dragged along, was kind of following them. This is where, well, we go into mostly a park. Now, Issei's confused and why they're back at the park. But this is where, well, Raven says, shh, I'm gonna actually try to piss off someone. What do you mean? This is where he gets kissed for the third time, while two people in a very far away corner are watching this, or behind a tree mostly. But this is where, well, one girl was kind of gritting the tree bark pretty hard and, of course, almost crushing it under her kind of like fingernails, while the other one was just like watching this and saying, what is happening? This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? She glanced at her sister named, what's it called, Reiner Inishima, and Reiner kind of says, I. This is where she kind of grumbles a little bit. This is where, well, mostly, Junko Nishima says, hey sis, what the hell are you doing? Isn't it the ex-boyfriend you had and then you kill him and then he came back to life? He's not a devil though, but yeah. Why are you so jealous at him just kissing another girl? Actually, I wasn't expecting him to go on another date with someone else, especially another fallen angel. He either has really bad luck or the fallen angel really likes him. Actually, she looks familiar. This is where, well, Reiner says she does. You know why? Because there's none other than Kensaki. This is where, well, Junko's like, oh, the blood fallen angel, I remember. Yeah. So, you do remember her father, right? This is where, well, oh yeah, the guy who always kind of brags and saying his daughter's so cute and blah, blah, blah. Of course, always brags to barbecue most of the time, and even, what's it called, Azo, well, mostly our dad. Yep. Now, if that's Kensaki, she looks a little similar to the pictures, but the fact that her energy feels like a human most of the time. Well, then again, she is half-breed. This is where, well, mostly, Hugo says, well, I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. This is where, well, Reiner glares at her sister, and this is where, well, Junko's like, I am tired. You woke me up this morning to do whatever God knows what, and just, what the fuck? Why are you spying on your own ex-boyfriend? That was your fault for killing him in the first place. This is where, well, Reiner glares at her sister every more, and this is where, well, Junko says, it's not my fault. I do like the guy a little bit, but it's just a small little crush and probably pass away. This is where Reiner says, what? You have a... This is where, well, Junko says, it's not my fault. The kid, whatever, mostly, I'm gonna say guy. This is where, well, Junko said, it's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. He is the type of person to, well, make people feel despair and probably just hate them entirely, or make them feel fear against him. Why is that? I don't know, he has this very conqueror's kind of like domain around him. I don't know why, but every time I feel like an energy spike around him, he knocks people out pretty easily. So I don't know, I kinda like that. This is where, well, Reiner says, really? I'm not letting you have him. This is where, well, Junko says, too bad, he probably doesn't even remember you. He says that he didn't remember you when you kind of killed him, right? Or he probably lying and he probably remembers you and he just wants to avoid you at all costs most of the time. This is where, well, Reiner glares at her sister, while mostly, well, Junko just kind of giggles at mostly her sister antics, but yeah. We go into mostly a time skip after mostly Raven and Issei's kiss. Of course, where Issei goes back to training, but of course he's training far away. This is where, well, Raven decides to kind of go figure out more family problems, but yeah, or mostly figure out about her lineage and other stuff, but yeah. But we go into mostly Issei kind of just like training for the last bit of 5 days, and of course this is where he gets towards mostly the devil's hideout. This is where, well, when he gets to the devil hideout, or mostly the ORC, he sees the ORC club and what's it called, Graceaby. This is where Graceaby says, so, Aokiji Kazaru, are you ready to fight against, well, mostly Riser Phoenix? You can give up anytime. Misa says, I don't care. Let me fight. I'm going to turn him into a freaking popsicle. I don't care. This is where, well, right now Graceaby sighs and of course says, fine. Then let the battle begin. This is where, well, she teleports Issei into the raiding games, while Issei kind of like looks in front of him to see mostly, well, the school building, but of course knowing that this is probably the raiding games. Issei right now just kind of like walks around. Now of course he doesn't set any traps, but he's just walking. Now, this is where, well, a bunch of people are right now trying to attack him. Mostly a bunch of pawns try to attack him, like 4 pawns from the side and 4 pawns from another side, trying to attack him. That's where Issei said, "You people do never learn. Ice Age." This is where he puts both of his hands from the side of him, and this is where mostly this ice spike shot out from his hands to shoot at mostly the, well, pawns, and of course they all get frozen in an instant, eliminated. This is where, well, Issei walks past him, and of course going straight towards Riser. This is where, well, mostly 2 knights are right now rushing forward, or mostly 1 knight and the other knight behind him. This is where Issei, he was under some patch of grass. He grabs the patch of grass, throws it up in the air, blows on it, and an ice sword appears. This is where he clashes with one of them from behind, and of course this is where he makes an ice wall appear right in front of him, right now stopping the one in front of him. This is where, well, he uses a bit of armament hawking to kind of cut through the sword that the person had behind him. It was none other than, well, Isabella with a kind of fire sword, and of course he easily just gets cut and of course cut her down. This is where, well, the person in front of him, mostly the other knight, just gets frozen entirely because she managed to stab into the ice, like mostly wall, and she was about to jump back, but the sword and ice pillar actually appears underneath her, right now freezing her. This is where, well, she was just already gone. She was eliminated. 2 knights of Riser has been eliminated. This is where, well, the next people that he needs to fight was mostly 2 rooks and 2 bishops. These mostly 2 bishops, as he has one of them is Rabble Phoenix, because mostly her brothers right now kind of like sweating after seeing this. He also does send mostly his queens with the, what's it called, bishops and pawns. Well, not bishops and pawns, mostly the bishops and rooks, and also the queen to try to eliminate the brat. Now, of course, when they all try to attack him, Issei just kind of looks at them and glances once, and of course just walks past them. They all get knocked down in an instant. Even Raffle Phoenix, before she even had enough willpower to try to block it. But this is where, well, Issei said, "Quite interesting. You're quite an interesting, lovely, cute girl with blondish hair and bluish eyes." This is where Raffle Phoenix became kind of a little bit red. And this is where, well, Issei said, "You managed to stand up to my Conqueror's Hawking again. Well, you did actually do it in the kind of ORC, but I use it a little bit more than right now." But that's not the point. Ice Age. This is where, well, she was about to get frozen until mostly Issei just stabs her in the shoulder just to eliminate her. But yeah, this is where she was confused and shocked and right now even blushing. But yeah, we go into mostly Issei kind of looking for Riser Phoenix. Of course, he has to just stab upon every other person, like the bishop and even rooks and even queen. But yeah, just to eliminate easily. This is where, well, Riser's furious, and right now Riser tries to attack Issei from behind. Issei manages to dodge, and of course, this is where he just says, "Oh, hey, fried chicken. It's been a while. Not gonna lie, I'm lazy as hell to even fight you right now. So can we do this the next day?" This is where Riser says, "I'm going to kill you, human!" This is where, well, Issei says, "Really? I'm sorry, you're probably gonna suck at doing it, so go ahead." This is where, well, mostly Riser tries to attack multiple fire attacks at Issei, which Issei just makes an ice wall, an ice pillar, an ice, mostly kind of like, what's it called, ice spikes to just stab upon the fire, but yeah, and eliminate all the fire attacks from Riser. Mostly Issei is the biggest encounter against, what's it called, or yeah, counteract against, well, mostly Riser's attacks. Riser says, "I'll show you the power of Phoenix!" Issei says, "Really? So you can transform into a phoenix anytime you want, right?" Issei said. Because Riser said, "Well, I don't have the transformation of the phoenix, but I have the regeneration." "I see. So you don't have the phoenix powers. Well, that's a quite interesting sight, isn't it?" "Huh? Well, I guess if I destroy you with your own powers, does that mean that you will become despair and hate it?" Most of the time, Issei said, mostly in a whispered voice, but of course, Riser heard and says, "What are you talking about, human?" This is where, well, Issei said, "Oh, you just have nothing to, well, mostly think about." Issei right now kind of like mostly spins around right now, bluish flames appearing around his body, and when he turns back around towards seeing Riser, he is none other than a full-fledged phoenix. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, it's nothing. I just can just transform into a phoenix and will. Right now, Issei flies up and bursting in speed. Right now, in Mach 5 speed, he can fly so fast. This is where Riser can barely react, and this is where Issei right now hits him with a claw attack from mostly his leg. This is where, well, Riser felt like he just got a huge chunk of himself just ripped off of him. Luckily for his regeneration, it wasn't fully destroyed. He then turns around and sees, well, Issei flying back at him. Riser right now tries to use his own wings, his fire wings, to fly away, but of course, since he's not a full-fledged phoenix, he can fly faster than the phoenix himself. This is where, well, he's being attacked, bombarded by every little mostly attack from mostly Issei. Issei just playing with him at this point. Yeah, he's using a bit of armament hacking just so mostly Riser can't regen most of the time. But this is where, well, Riser saying, this is complete bullcrap. I am a phoenix. No, Issei saying, no. You are just a KFC. I am a true phoenix. You're just some fried chicken that was overcooked and overdue most of the time. This is where Riser says, screw you! He sends multiple fire at Issei, while Issei sends blue flames from his wings to destroy the flames of Riser. This is where Riser says, no, I can't die! No, do you not know this is good for the family of the Phoenix? Or mostly for the devils? Issei said, I don't give a damn and a fuck about your fucking lineage bullcrap or any of that. Instead, all I care is about those 5 fucking favors from that Devil King. All I need is for 5 favors. Other than that, I don't give a damn about your lineage family bullcrap, Issei said with just uncaring tone. Issei flies so fast straight towards Riser, smashing a claw fist. Well, mostly not claw fist, mostly his claw boot into Riser's face. Right now, grabbing Riser's face and right now launching him down to the ground, smashing him down to the ground in high speed. Of course, using armament hawking to make sure that Riser doesn't just like, mostly face through Issei's leg or whatever. And of course, this is where Issei smashing him down to the ground. But yeah, just kind of crushing his head down to the ground multiple times, just dragging his ass. Think of it like Broly most of the time. When Broly drags Goku through like the mostly I'm talking about DBZ, Broly, not TBS, but yeah, when he just drags him through like the wall or something like that. Issei just kind of doing that to Riser, but mostly through the ground. And of course, Issei's doing it with mostly the full-fledged Phoenix mode. This is where, well, he then just tosses Riser out of the way, and sends a very powerful blue flame straight to Riser. Riser gets burned, but of course, this is where he's actually getting burned from the flames instead of mostly the other way around. Mostly Riser trying to burn Issei with his own flames. Issei says, so we done here. This is where, well, Riser says, I am not done. You might be a full-fledged phoenix, but you cannot regen just like me. Issei said, really? Fine, you can attack me. I'll let you attack me once. Riser makes a fire spear and right now launches it straight towards Issei's chest. It makes a hole through his body and of course throughout the other side. Issei said, ugh. He's out of the phoenix form, but of course this is where blue flames started regenerating his like body. Issei said, oh, I should mention, I also have the phoenix regeneration. So, you can't be able to kill me, jackass. This is where, well, Riser winds his eyes and says, no, you bastard, I can't let you have Rias. Rias is mine. Yes, Rias says, I don't even want the devil slut, not gonna lie. You can have her when you learn how to be fucking proper and mannerful most of the time. Actually, I don't even know that many words like that, but whatever. Unlike you should just be frozen in, well, time. So, I'm gonna give you some time to think. So just chill out for a second. Ice Age. This is where Riser's frozen already. This is where, well, Recipe sighs and says, Riser Phoenix has been eliminated. Kazaru Aokiji has won, or Aokiji Kazaru has just won. This is where, well, Issei says, hell yeah! Even my freaking fake name is still with me. Yes! This is where, well, Issei said, I should have said my name is Marcos. From the first division of freaking Whitebeard. Damn, I should have said that. That would have been a good ass name for me to say. Whatever. I'll do that later. Issei right now gets teleported towards mostly in front of for Sir Zex. But yeah. This is where, well, Sir Zex kind of just talks to Issei for a little bit, asking him if he wants to stay for like the whole party. Issei says, nope, you gotta just give me those 5 fucking promises. And one of those promises I'm already used. I want your sister to stay the fuck away from me. I mean, like, literally, she needs to stay, like, fucking miles away from me. I do not want her anywhere near me. Hell no. Your sister, she's a crazy psycho bitch who wants to turn me into her goddamn parrot, or devil most of the time. And I just want to stay as a normal human as possible, but fuck that. This is where, well, Sir Sex is saying, how do you know she's my sister? This is where, well, he says, red hair, I'm just guessing she's your sister. I don't care if she's not your sister. Just get her the fuck away from me. Issei said with such a tone of that can command almost an entire ship of mostly Marines. This is where, well, Sir Zack sighs and says, fine. You hear that, Rias from behind that door? This is where he says, oh, she was behind the door? This is where Rias starts crying and saying, what the fuck did I ever do to you, jackass? This is where she cries. He says, oh, you did a lot of things to me. First of all, let me name one of them. I actually don't have any ideas, but I only know that you're a crazy psychopath most of the time. Who is lazy as fuck to fight against that fried chicken. Oh, you know what? No, I have one of them. You send Sona Sifri straight to my house to teleport me and kidnap me, technically, from my house. Technically, I wasn't in school. I left that school. I had no documents. There was no way for you people to actually bring me back. Like, that's just kidnap right there, Issei said. This is where, well, we'll see, Sir Sex says, wait, what the fuck? Wait, say that again. This is where Ray says, no, this is it. This is where, well, Issei right now freezes mostly a wall behind him and says, he talks to Sir Sex in a very mannerful way and then explains him why he made an ice wall behind him. This is where, well, Sir Sex, he was pretty angry and disappointed in Rias. This is where, well, mostly when the ice wall dispels, and this is where Rias says, Oni-san? This is where she kind of asks mostly her older brother. Her brother sighs and says, Rias, I'm going to have to take away the kind of, well, mostly territory that you own. Because I also found out one thing from Gracie Beach, kind of like looking into Issei's information and mostly confirming some of the information. You also set him up for a fallen angel to kill him, and yet you tried to revive him, but he was late for most of your summoning paper, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you were trying to do there. But he managed to revive himself thanks to his Phoenix devilfruits. But that's not the point. Rias, I'm going to take their territory. I also might have to take Sona's territory from the fact that Sona was also involved with this. But yeah. Actually, how did you make Sona actually sign that paper? He says that I beat her in chess. That's why. Wait, you beat her in chess? And starts like to wind his eyes. He says, yeah, is there some kind of problem? Is there was like a proposition of like me beating her in chess makes me go marry her? Please don't tell me that's actually the case. Please don't tell me I fucked myself over. This is where Sertek says no. This is where, well, Sertek says, shit, if Seraphon hears about this is going to be crazy. This is where Sertek says, why did you leave the school again? Oh, I'm moving. I'm going somewhere else. I'm not telling you anything. This is where, well, also, if there was a proposition of marriage between me and Sona, I want that, like, for favor to get rid of it. Hell no. I'm not marrying a devil. I already have a girlfriend. I'm good. He just said it with such confirmed kind of, like, mostly a confirmed kind of statement that he already has a girlfriend. Because technically him and Kanzaki are kind of already dating someone, but yeah. This is where, well, Sora says, I don't know if I have that much power to stop her. This is where Sora says, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop Seraphon to right now hunt down Issei and try to make him marry his, or her sister. The fact that mostly Issei's already dating someone, or mostly Kizaru. This is where, well, Issei says, other than that, I'm going to be leaving. This is where Issei right now makes a magical portal, because he actually learned how to do magic also, thanks to Raven a little bit, but yeah. It's mostly just some unholy magic, mostly for like fallen angels and other things. And this is where, well, he makes it out of his blood mostly. This is where, well, he throws it on the ground and makes a, well, mostly portal. Issei says, other than that, I'm leaving. This is where, well, mostly when Sertek sees this, he just winds his eyes and says, his girlfriend is none other than a fallen angel. And it feels high ranking a little bit. Not really, but still. Strong enough to be stronger than mostly Rias and Mitsona. I wonder how Seraphon is gonna react to this. I'm fucked. This is where it starts like says, I'm so fucked. God damn it. This is where, well, mostly Rias says, Oni-san, what about that whole territory? Yes, I'm gonna remove it from you. I don't know about Sona, but I might ask Seraphon later. But other than that, other than that, you be staying here in the underworld for a little bit. I will probably give it to Akano or Kiba for the territory overwatch. You will be temporarily kind of staying here in the underworld. Ringo says, but why? This is where she screams. This is where, well, Surgex says, you know why. Now, I'll be going. This is where Surgex makes a magical portal to go to, well, Surfall. But yeah, other than that, let's go into Issei's POV. Issei's POV is right now kind of, well, mostly at home and sleeping. Yes, he fell asleep. Okay, me didn't care. He fell asleep, but yeah. Other than that, I'm gonna leave it off here for part 5 of this what if. But yeah, part 6 will be whenever. But other than that, bye. See you and yeah.